What's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude, back with another college football video just for you. Don't forget about my score prediction contest for my Patreon members. Blue members get 1 guest prediction per week, gold members get 2 guest predictions per week, and champion members get 4 guest predictions per week. Whoever guesses closest to the actual score wins $20 every single week, and you can win as many times as you want. This week's game is number 11 Kentucky at number 1 Georgia, and the tiebreaker game is number 12 Oklahoma State at number 25 Texas. It's time for my week 7 spread pick video, and I'm starting to bounce back from a horrific week 5. Before week 5, I was at 66%, having a great year picking against the spread, and then week 5 happened. I went 7 for 11. My percentage dropped from 66% to 53%. Last week, a little bit better. I went 10 and 8. My percentage rose by 1% up to 54%. So this week, I'm looking for a great week. I'm only going to pick one Friday game, and that's Cal at number 9 Oregon. Cal is 1-4, and Oregon is 4-1. And yet, Oregon is only a 13.5 point favorite. Look, I realize that Oregon is missing some players, but Cal is a terrible team. Of course, I'm going to lay those 13.5 points. Even if I'm proven to be wrong, common sense says lay those points. On to the Saturday games. UCF at number 3 Cincinnati. UCF is 3-2, Cincinnati 5-0. Cincinnati is a 21.5 point favorite. This one might surprise you, but hear me out. I think Cincinnati is a much better team than UCF, but this is a decent rivalry. I know it's at Cincinnati as well. I do think the Bearcats win by 3 touchdowns, but that half a point is a key number. That's why I'm taking the 21.5. Number 10, Michigan State at Indiana. Michigan State's a good team. Surprisingly, they're undefeated at 6-0, and Indiana is struggling, just like I predicted, 2-3. Michigan State only a 4.5 point favorite. A lot of people are picking the upset here. Not me. I think Michigan State has way too good of a rushing offense, and Indiana's rushing defense is not great. I'm taking the Spartans, and I'm laying the 4.5. Number 12, Oklahoma State at number 25 Texas. Oklahoma State's 5-0, Texas 4-2. Texas, the 4-point favorite. I think Oklahoma State is one of the weakest undefeated teams left. I think they go on the road and get shellacked by Texas. They just don't have enough offense to go on the road and beat a Texas team that puts up a lot of points. I'm taking Texas big. I think Texas could win by 3 touchdowns. It's going to be a long day for the Cowboys. An SEC showdown. Auburn at number 17 Arkansas. Both of these teams 4-2. Arkansas only a 5-point favorite. Look, I know Arkansas is on a 2-game losing streak, but those were 2 tough road games. This is back home. I'm taking the Razorbacks, making a statement all over Auburn, laying the 5 points. This could get really, really ugly. Number 20, Florida at LSU. Florida's 4-2, LSU 3-3. Florida is an 11.5 point favorite. Look, I get it. Florida's ranked. LSU doesn't look great. But at the beginning of the season, I predicted Florida to slip all the way down to the 4th spot in the SEC East. I think that trend continues. I think Florida goes on the road and gets beat by LSU, staying in the SEC. Number 21, Texas A&M at Missouri. Texas A&M is 4-2 and Missouri's 3-3. That was a big win for Texas A&M last week against Alabama, and it shocked the heck out of me. But I don't think it was good enough to make them a top 25 team. Look at all the games before that. I don't know where that offense came, but I think it leaves just as quickly. I'm picking the upset here. I think Missouri upsets Texas A&M at home. And then the biggest game of the day, number 11 Kentucky at number 1 Georgia. Both of these teams are 6-0. Georgia a 21.5 point favorite. This is almost a top 10 matchup, and I'm still laying the 21.5. Georgia is just way better than Kentucky. I predicted Kentucky to finish 2nd in the SEC East. I still think that happens, but this is still going to show everybody the gap between Georgia and everybody else. Purdue at number 2 Iowa. Purdue is 3-2. Iowa 6-0. Iowa is a 11.5 point favorite. That line makes no sense to me. If you look at the previous games Purdue has played, they struggle to score points. They'll be lucky to put up a field goal against Iowa. I'm laying those 11.5 points. This could be an embarrassing loss for Purdue. Number 19 BYU at Baylor. Baylor is the 5.5 point favorite. I think BYU can upset Baylor, but I'm not picking the upset. I am taking the 5, and I think Baylor pulls out a squeaker of a win against BYU. Number 5 Alabama at Mississippi State. Alabama's 5-1. Mississippi State 3-2. Alabama laying 17 points. I think Alabama comes out pissed off in this game. 17 points, not enough to cover Alabama's anger. I'm laying those 17 points, and the Crimson Tide could end up beating Mississippi State by 30 points or more. TCU at number 4 Oklahoma. TCU 3-2. Oklahoma 6-0. Oklahoma swapped quarterbacks last week. Caleb Williams looked way better than Spencer Rattler. I think Oklahoma's offense is starting to get it going. I don't think 13.5 points is going to be enough. I'm laying those points. I think Oklahoma makes a statement and beats TCU by at least 2 touchdowns. Number 13 Ole Miss at Tennessee. Ole Miss is 4-1. Tennessee 4-2. Ole Miss has the number 1 offense in the nation. Tennessee the number 7 offense in the nation. And this is in Neyland Stadium. Ole Miss a 2.5 point favorite. I'm taking Tennessee in the upset, and Tennessee gets ranked after week 7. Number 22 NC State at Boston College. Both of these teams are 4-1. NC State a 3-point favorite. favorite. I think Boston College is a quality team, but I think NC State pulls off a much-needed road win here. I'm laying the 3 points, and I'm taking the Wolfpack. Number 18, Arizona State at Utah. Arizona State 5-1, Utah 3-2. The line on this right now is even. I'm taking the home team, Utah. They're starting to get things going, and they put a crap ton of points on USC. Big home win for Utah here. And the Pac-12 remains in chaos. A very important ACC matchup in Blacksburg. Pitt at Virginia Tech. Pitt is 4-1. Virginia Tech's 3-2. Pitt the 5-point favorite. Tempted to pick the Virginia Tech upset here. And you know what? I'm going to do it. I think the Hokies upset Pitt at home. I think this is a close game, and Virginia Tech bounces back from a close loss to Notre Dame last week. Iowa State at Kansas State. Both of these teams are 3-2. This is a very important Big 12 game for both of these teams. Iowa State the 6.5-point favorite. Kansas State has the potential to upset Iowa State. I'm not picking the upset, but I am taking the 6.5 points. I think Iowa State pulls off a close road victory here. Army at Wisconsin. Army's 4-1. Wisconsin 2-3. Wisconsin a 14-point favorite. Wisconsin is a bad team, but this is at home. Army isn't great. I'm still taking the 14 points. I think the Badgers pull off a close win against the Black Knights. UCLA at Washington. UCLA 4-2. Washington 2-3. And Washington's actually a 1.5-point favorite. Am I missing something? I'm taking the Bruins here. And I think the Bruins could win by 2 touchdowns. I don't understand this line. And then the game we've all been waiting on. Vanderbilt at South Carolina. Vanderbilt's 2-4. South Carolina 3-3. South Carolina the 18-point favorite. There's going to be fireworks in this game for sure. I thought about picking Vanderbilt in the upset just for the heck of it, but you know what? My record actually means something to me. So I'm taking South Carolina, but I am taking the 18 points. I think they'll beat Vanderbilt by 14 to 17 points. Barely not covering that 18. Y'all let me know what you think about my spread picks. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.